Hey,
Hello.
you made it.
I did. What's going
Awesome.
on?
Awesome. Well, welcome everyone. I want to introduce you to Tyler McBroom. He is a multiple seven-figure firm owner. He is going to be our keynote speaker at the Tax and Accounting Summit 2021. And if you aren't in the room, if you haven't bought your tickets yet, tickets are selling fast. Go to www.taxaccountingsummit.com, okay? Because you don't want to miss these gems. So, Tyler, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everyone know like who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah. So my name is Tyler McBroom. I'm a CPA. I have a CPA firm. I've owned a firm for about 5 or 6 years now, and am business partners with Tony Robbins and his Global Accounting Advisors Alliance. So there's basically two United States firms in this program, and my firm is one of them. And so I get the opportunity to speak at his business mastery events. And essentially my mission is to help business owners pay as little tax as possible and understand their numbers and take this super complex topic that is taxes and financials in their business and empower them to understand it. Because in my mind, our economy is driven by the small business owner. So whatever I can do to help them basically be empowered to succeed in their endeavor is what I'm going to do. And so that has kind of led itself to both me speaking on a variety of stages, me doing a lot through social media, Instagram, YouTube, are kind of, my big ones. And so it's, by obsessing over adding value, it's led to some pretty good ways, in terms of growth. And so I'm excited to share those at the summit coming up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you said a key thing. You said sharing value was a huge catalyst to your growth. I don't think a lot of tax and accounting professionals kind of understand like how to add value, how to communicate value. Can you give them like one nugget on how they can actually do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, social media is a great tool for this, and a lot of people struggle to come up with content, right? And really all it is, and this is a huge thing if you can get this in your mind in terms of how to create content or add value. It's thinking through, putting yourself in the shoes of your prospective clients and answering the questions that they're asking themselves and would be asking you if you were sitting across the table from them. And so that's how you add value. I mean, it's in its simplest form.
Yes.
It's educating and helping them in your area of expertise.
Absolutely.
Do that consistently, you're gonna crush it.
Absolutely, because they're already searching for their solution. They're already searching for the solution. So we as tax and accounting professionals can, be front and center on social media and present ourselves as a subject matter expert. I love that. So you've grown your tax and accounting firm to multiple seven figures. I want you guys to type that in the chat, multiple seven figures. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of moving parts that, someone that hasn't reached that level, we just can't comprehend. What do you say was like the biggest learning curve to getting to multi seven figures?
I think it was the leading of people and actually building like a management infrastructure. I guess way back it was starting the process of getting leads, which I'll share some of that when we get to the summit, and different ways through multiple channels you can do that. But then once that started coming in, really the difficulty was, how do we manage this workflow so that we're keeping a good reputation and giving good service to our clients, and recruiting and building a team and an infrastructure that gets everyone rowing in the same direction. Because when you're just a one woman or one man shop, it's very easy to get everyone rowing in the same direction because it's just you. And so, developing that management and leadership infrastructure so that not just leading team members, but building leaders so that they can lead team members and kind of multiply that management, was one of the biggest challenges that I'm, still every day to, even today, working through and evolving and improving, and, going to conferences and studying and reading books and figuring out and, evolving that process.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was just telling my community, I said, you need to figure out like what type of employer or boss you want to be now before you get employees, before you get
Hmm.
contractors, because same as you, like management of people and of talent and just the acquisition of talent and coordinating talent has been a learning curve for me growing my business to seven
Yeah.
figures. So I definitely can appreciate you saying that. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is kind of one strategy that you would say small business owners can take to start to inch forward to seven figures? Is it, mostly just marketing and getting leads? Is it the sales conversations? Is it their back end? And I know it's a combination of all these things, but if you had to place emphasis on one item, what exactly would that be?
Yeah. So for us, like, you can't get to seven figures without having a growth strategy.
Yes.
Um, so I would say identify what your growth strategy is, and that doesn't have to mean right away social media marketing. You can grow quickly if you give killer service and just really, really care for your clients and then ask them for referrals. Or you can grow by getting involved in your local chamber of commerce or other business networking groups. Or you can grow by writing blogs. You can grow. There's different ways depending on your personality and your skill sets. There's a lot of people who crush it and get to multi seven figures running a CPA firm or a tax firm or accounting practice just by being a grinder and giving good service, and they get referrals because there's no one in our industry that's doing a good job.
Yes.
So I think it's figuring out and being intentional about how you're going to grow and how you're going to get there, and then creating that plan and executing on it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tyler. I cannot wait to see you
Yeah,
on stage dropping all of these nuggets. Again, guys, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, it's taxaccountingsummit.com. You want to be in the room, you want to meet Tyler, you want to learn to grow to seven figures. Even if you just want to go to six figures, these strategies will help you grow to whatever level that you guys desire. So I hope to see you there. Thank you again, Tyler, and I'll talk to
absolutely.
you
I'm
soon.
excited for the conference. Yes, can't
Yes.
wait. See you
All right,
there.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.